begin with, what is the ethnographic method? To put it very simply, ethnography is a research approach where you directly look at a social group or institution in its everyday situational settings to understand how it is socially and culturally organized. The goal of the exercise, of course, is to produce a written account of that community that highlights its social structures, its practices, its worldviews, and its symbols. This approach, which originated in anthropology, is based on participant observation. That means that the ethnographer must seek to immerse themselves as deeply as possible in the community they seek to understand, and commit to collaborating on the terms of that community while studying it. Typically, early anthropologists explored the cultures of faraway, exotic societies, often to show their differences with the ways of living of Westerners. But nowadays, ethnography has moved much closer to home, which works exploring the dynamics of domestic groups and institutions, including international legal communities. For example, Anthea Roberts and Taylor St. John have been chronicling the ancestral negotiations for reform of investor-state arbitration by looking closely at what happens in the negotiation room. Mia Halme Tuomisari discussed how the legal officers servicing the UN Human Rights Committee juggle their aspirations for world change with the need not to upset or alienate state governments. In my own research, I look behind the curtain of international courts to study their inner workings and social practices. What all these efforts have in common is to have the ethnographer in the room, notebook and pen in hand, ready to take good notes of what they see and hear. And you can do it too. If you attend a UN conference or intern with an international organization, you can do ethnographic fieldwork by hanging out with people, consulting records, collecting documents, etc. Just make no mistake. To be an ethnographer is not only to be in the room. To watch something unfold is not the same thing as to truly see it. Instead, you should keep a few important things in mind. First, prepare. Formulate your research question beforehand. Why do you need access to a specific group or institution? What do you want to explore or test? And why does it matter in terms of international legal analysis? Now, this can typically be done by entering a reflexive cycle. Observe the field, reflect, build up a theory, and then go back to the field to test it. This iterative process is essential because of the inevitable element of subjectivity in a research method where you, the researcher, are the instrument. Second, once you're in, know what to watch for. Your inquiry is not only about what people actually say and do. You're not a journalist reporting on facts. What you really want to reveal is the invisible frameworks in which those people operate, their belief systems, their ingrained assumptions. To capture these, you have to shift the attention from the express to the tacit, from the thought to the unthought. What people leave unspoken is often as important as what they speak about. Third, triangulate your observation. Ethnography works best when deployed in conjunction with other research tools, like interviews, social network analysis, archival work, etc. For example, you see a person you don't know appearing over and over again in meetings. Well, you might want to dig out that person's CV. Who are they? What is their background? What brought them where they are? And how do they relate with other people in the community? As another example, you may want to double down on your informal conversations by conducting structured interviews of key actors. Actually, it could be interesting to test how people's language, sentiments change when you shift from a more casual to a more formal conversation setting. This workshop offers you a good introduction to many of these methods and tools, so think carefully about how best to combine them with direct participant observation.